स्टार्ट हो गया। पीली আমি ক্লাস শুরু করে দেবো না, আমি ক্লাস লাইভ করি, লাইভ করে দিয়েছি, আমি ক্লাস করে দেবো, এই ক্লাস বন্ধ রেখে আমি 9টাতে স্টার্ট করে দিচ্ছি। হতে পারে, আমাদের কোনো প্রবলেম নেই, অ্যাপে কোনো সমস্যা নেই। ঠিক আছে, আমি তাহলে ক্লাসে ঢুকে যাচ্ছি। ঠিক আছে।
Hello friends, good evening all of my dearest and nearest aspirants. Those are trying to crack the highest prestigious job of West Bengal, that is the WBCS cadre job. You are trying under the guidance of the premier institution, the Dhronas, the premier institution of West Bengal, situated as Siliguri, located as Bagajatin Park. We are friend trying at our best implementation for your betterment to get a job as early as possible. You know, optional subject is a very crucial subject to crack WBCS A and B group. It is compulsory, it is mandatory to finalize, to accept one of the optionals. You can choose freely. Now we are congratulating yourselves that you have already selected an optional named Sociology as a guide, friend, philosopher under the banner of the premier institution, the Dhronas. I promise that you will achieve quite easily through the initiative, through the selection of the optional Sociology. It is, friend, a very easy subject, and anyone can opt the subject. There is no specialization because the subject matter of the discipline sociology mainly based on your surroundings, that is your society. There is no specialization because you have born and brought up with your milieu or environment, social environment. You are behaving with your neighbors, kins, siblings, close relatives, as well as office, institutions, clubs, etc., with the guidance of your parents, teachers, neighbors, elders, etc. That is to say, you have a quite experienced, quite knowledge about the social behavior. That's why I am saying that there is no specialization of subject. You can easily write the answer with your style of language, and you can achieve a greater mark. So there are two papers, 200 marks papers, and 200 marks paper, that is paper 1 and paper 2. In paper 1, this one is a theoretical paper that you can say something about your society, general society, wherever you are staying. It may be West Bengal or any other states, or you may be residing in other countries. So in case of theoretical aspects of the paper 1, you should say generally something. So there are so many subject matters like religion, economic and social aspects. Uh, there are some other political aspects. So these are the very quite general issues. Those are existing in our society. So paper 1 is quietly general paper, general subject about social issues like religion, like politics, like economic aspects, like environmental aspects, like women, child, aged, or the problem of drug addiction, etc. So these are the general issues in paper 1, and in paper 2 it is specific, that is specific subject matter, that is Indian social issues. So this one is also very common because you are residing in the part of our country India, so you have some knowledges about Indian social milieux. So there are a very contemporary, there should be a very contemporary questions about our Indian social issues. So there are two papers. One is theoretical and another is Indian social structure or Indian social issues. So friend, we are starting from paper 1. There are 12 chapters. We are starting the first chapter of paper 1, or you can treat it first class of paper 1. It is something introductory classes, as well as that we are discussing, stopping our class materials and discussing about the introductory part of the subject that you are listening, you are reading, you are trying to improve the subject, the discipline sociology, to crack the premier job, the very renowned job in West Bengal, that is West Bengal Civil Service examination. So you are friend trying to crack that particular job, and we are hope that we will help properly under the banner of the premier institution, the Dhronas, the premier institution residing in Siliguri, Baghajatin Park, in between Baghajatin Park and Hathimor. The premier institution is helping yourself to crack that particular job. So we are starting, friend, the first class or the introductory class from paper 1. The title is Fundamentals of Sociology. This one is the very initial or starting part or very introductory part, inaugural part of the subject paper 1 Sociology. This one is called Fundamental Sociology, and the subject title is Fundamentals of Sociology. So today's we will cover the area. Today we will cover the area that is modernization of uh, modernization of uh, Europe and emergence of sociology. Modernization of Europe and emergence of sociology. This one is a uh, question area. Another is in between French Revolution. What role does play by two great revolutions? One is French Revolution and another is Industrial Revolution in the emergence of sociology. In the emergence of emergence of sociology, and another is four stages of intellectual development, four stages of intellectual development, that our thought process is gradually improving. Today we are thinking very fastly. How it is possible? Because the previous thinkers guided ourselves how to think, how to think the particular issue, how to think the particular issue in what way. So there is a chronology of our thought process. So there are four stages, and now sociology in a modern perspective, sociology developed as a very social, the great social subject that is covering society. So we will discuss today firstly modernization of Europe, how Europe modernized gradually since 15th century, how Europe modernized gradually since 15th century onward, and when the discipline sociology emerged. So there is a junction between modernization of Europe and emergence of sociology. So we are starting, friend, this particular part. So this one is a very premier question, a very common question. The common question. So we are technically technically unable to accept your comments because our app is not working. Probably in tomorrow or in coming days we will uh, accept your comments. Today it is technically not supporting, so friends, we are not accepting your comments. Probably this one, it will be corrected immediately uh, after 1 or 2 days. So we are now starting our question area, that is uh, the question area that is modernization of Europe and emergence of sociology, that is the chronology of how Europe modernized. Since 15th century onward till 19th century, in between this time frame, sociology, the great subject based on society, emerged once upon a time. So this chronology should exercise here. So this one is a question, minded friend, maybe discuss about modernization of Europe and emergence of sociology. This one is a uh, question. Question. This one is a question. So we will start now. How the framework of modernization of Europe. There is a chart that is. This one is a glimpses. That is in 15th century, the modernization, the inaugural part of modernization of Europe started. Sorry, in 15th century, this one is called commercial revolution. All are stated as revolution. 14th to 17th century, this one is covering Renaissance. That is, this one is called classical revolution, or uh, Renaissance, or classical revolution, Renaissance, or classical revolution. Another is scientific revolution, started in 16th century, scientific revolution, and from 17th century started age of enlightenment, or that is called uh, that is called uh, Renaissance. That's the end part of Renaissance. That is called that is classical revolution. So end part of classical revolution, and then 18th century that started another revolution that is called French Revolution, and another revolution in that particular century that is called dual revolution, or uh, dual great revolution, that is called industrial revolution in England, and French Revolution in French, uh, uh, transformed the history of social development. And then once upon a time, and then once upon a time, uh, 19th century, sociology, the great subject based on society, emerged. There are two subject, two word. One is Latin socius, socius, that is called society. Another is called Greek word logos, that is called science. So we are now reading or listening science of society, science of society, science of society, that is called sociology, science of society, that is called sociology. So this is the journey. So we will now uh, discover, that is revolution. Now another question is called why we will say revolution, that is commercial revolution, scientific revolution, classical revolution. Here we should remind that revolution, that means large number of people doing something, large number of people, large number of people doing something, that is called people doing something, that is called revolution. So first, in the first step, that is commercial revolution. What it is? Commercial revolution, we know European country from the very beginning was a very resourceful country. Once upon a time, when the country not discovered by the people, then few people with their materials, ornaments, etc., they started journey through their ships and discover another country, discover the new behavioral pattern of human beings, discover the food habit, clothing, languages, different languages, and started curiosity about that particular people, and they provided their materials, goods, etc., to that particular society people, and they accept their goods and started business internationally. So the commercial trade and commerce, international trade and commerce started in the world. Inauguration of trade and commerce with other countries in such a way, discovered new languages, customs, culture, etc., and started their curiosity about that particular people. Importance of education, consciousness, because whenever they have started their business, international business with other countries, now they are trying to educate themselves. They are trying to know more about the world, etc., because they decided that the business will continue forever. Then commercial movement or revolution headed by England, French, Spain, Portugal. We know so many business typhoon countries like England, French, Spain, Portugal, and some other European countries inserted in our country for the continuation of their business in India. Market economy transformed from informal to formal economy. On that situation, the market economy started into the formal pattern, started Europeanization, and the modern aspects of Europeanization, that is called globalization. That is called globalization. So, through the commercial revolution, the world, particularly the European people, jerked themselves. European people jerked themselves through their business, trade, and commerce, and modernized themselves gradually. In the other stage of European modernization, that is called scientific revolution, after achieving wealth, money, resources, etc., through trade and commerce, now they started to improve themselves, the cognitive development of their children's. They first of all fight against church institution, because church institution continued education for further children's, further generation, etc. However, the guardians of modified European parents, guardians of modified Europeans, they started to reform education system, not to not continued to the churches. It should be separate educational institutions. So main feature of the age was to transform the activity of the new generation as well as the world from spiritual to scientific ideas. The churches organization guided to the further generation about spiritual education, not scientific education. The demand of the guardians, European guardians, those have already improved their financial condition through commercial revolution. Now they demanded what? Now they demanded scientific education. These era started slogans to establish separate educational systems, that is, separate educational institutions, which were not influenced by the church related spiritual education. So, the guardians, influenced by the enlightenment theorists, and demanded scientific education. Martin Luther protested against the blasphemy of the church, and hence the historically famous Protestant movement or Reformation was born. So Lutheran movement, it is called Lutheran movement, headed by Martin Luther, to avoid the spiritual education and establish the scientific education in all over the Europe as well as the world. Nicholas Copernicus, Galileo Galilei, Sir Francis Bacon, Isaac Newton, Johannes Kepler, and many others were the important scientific personalities. So, after the transformation of spiritual education to scientific education, so many uh, scientific personalities woke up, so many personalities developed their cognitive areas and guided all through the world in future. After the end of scientific revolution, now the era, genuinely the era of Renaissance or Enlightenment era, Renaissance or Enlightenment started by the guidance of the theorists like Aristotle, etc. It was an age of reason and ideas. So people are always thinking and always thinking and asking the question what it is, why it is, how it is. John Locke, Rousseau, Immanuel Kant, Voltaire, Thomas Paine were the important figures of this age. So, in this scientific era, or in this Enlightenment era, these theorists like Locke, Rousseau, Kant, Voltaire, Thomas Paine, and others improved their knowledge areas. Their books discussed about the necessity of the society, that is social contract by Rousseau. They guided to the people through their writings, famous books like Social Contract by Rousseau and some others. So the French Revolution of the next century was inspired by this. So French Revolution, this one is the effect, prime positive effect of the classical revolution. So after the end of the Renaissance in Europe, the Great French Revolution started. This one is called the transformation. Through this particular revolution, the Great French Revolution as well as the Great Industrial Revolution, that is called Twin Revolution, Twin Great Revolution, Twin. twin great revolution. Twin great revolution, that is called French and Industrial Revolution. These revolutions started to modify the people, first of all European people, and to improve their socio-economic and political rights. Through this particular revolution, the Great French Revolution, which was started in 1789 onwards and continued for a few decades for providing liberty, equality, fraternity to the French people, to resolve the absolute monarchy of the French society. Through this revolution, these ideas of fraternity, liberty, equality deeply established in French society. This revolution was able to destroy the traditional pattern of monarchy and establish a new pattern of democracy that is the landmark of the establishment of democracy in the world. दोस्तों, ये हम जाने या ना जाने, हमको नहीं पता है कि आपको ये क्लास की जानकारी मालूम हो रहा कि नहीं, इसलिए बीचों बीच में हम हिंदी में भी ये क्लास कंटिन्यू करेंगे, जारी रखेंगे। तो तुम्हारे और बेटर और बेहतर समझने के लिए बीचों बीच में हम हिंदी में भी कहने की कोशिश हम जारी रखेंगे। दोस्तों, जब हम कहें कि दोनों बेहतर महत्तर रिवॉल्यूशन यानी फ्रेंच एंड इंडस्ट्रियल रिवॉल्यूशन, दोनों क्या करते? एक फ्रेंच रिवॉल्यूशन जैसे कि फ्रेंच समाज को छुटकारा, जैसे कि जो समाज में तकलीफ था उसी की छुटकारा देने के लिए ये रिवॉल्यूशन कामयाब हुआ था। जैसे कि हम कहते कि फ्रेटर्निटी, लिबर्टी, इक्वालिटी, समानता, स्वाधीनता, और जैसे कि भाईचारा, आंतरजातिक भाईचारा, ये प्रतिष्ठा करने के लिए इस रिवॉल्यूशन, ये यानी विप्लव ज्यादातर कामयाब हुआ था। This revolution was able to destroy the traditional pattern of monarchy, जैसे कि जो राजतंत्र जारी था उसको मिटाने के लिए, उसको एबोलिश करने के लिए, और न्यू पैटर्न ऑफ डेमोक्रेसी, नई किस्म की गणतंत्र और शासन तंत्र प्रतिष्ठा के लिए इस विप्लव इतिहास प्रसिद्ध किए थे। The French Revolution is important for the successful emergence of sociology. Now there is a meeting point. So how French Revolution helped to emerge sociology? Because through the French Revolution, so many social and political rights established for French people, and after that all over the world. So whenever people establish or their rights, socio-economic and political rights, then people are trying to stay into the society boldly, powerfully, or try to ahead with their socio-economic and political development. So ये फरासी विप्लव हमको क्या किए थे, जो हमारे समानता, स्वाधीनता और भाईचारा को एस्टैब्लिश किए थे, जस्टिस को एस्टैब्लिश किए थे, और फ्रीडम ऑफ स्पीच और अलग अलग जो अधिकार है वो हमको एस्टैब्लिश करने के लिए कोशिश किए थे। इसलिए समाज में रहने के लिए, जोश से रहने के लिए जो जो हमारे जरूरत है वो हमको दिलाते हैं थ्रू द फ्रेंच रिवॉल्यूशन। द फ्रेंच रिवॉल्यूशन इज इम्पॉर्टेंट for the successful emergence of sociology. Why? The revolution is able to establish some important social matters, जो सामाजिक जो विषय वस्तु है, जैसे कि सेपरेशन ऑफ पावर, रिलीजियस टॉलरेंस, फ्रीडम ऑफ स्पीच, जिसको एस्टैब्लिश करने के नाते समाज में हर किस्म की अधिकार, सामाजिक और राजनैतिक अधिकार प्रतिष्ठित किए थे इस रिवॉल्यूशन। Now another great revolution, that is called industrial revolution, started in the neighboring countries England. Neighboring countries England started this revolution probably from 1804. The year of 1804 onward, 1804 onward. Then what happened through this revolution? What happened through this revolution? The industrial revolution created a huge change in the society, structure and lifestyle. Through this industrial revolution, mainly people accepted economic rights. Economic rights, कर्म की काम के लिए जो अधिकार है वो दिलाए थे, जो इंडस्ट्रियल रिवॉल्यूशन। So the industrial revolution created a huge change in the society, structure and lifestyle. England was the center of the industrial revolution, as well as England captured the largest share of the global economy. Rising of the new working class through the establishment of industry, that is the first time in the world, initiated by the country England or Great Britain. So rising the new working class created a social change, and division of labor was the new word. Now social change started very fastly, and the division of labor, that is the specialization of the people, started through the establishment of industrialization. Rapid urbanization process of the small towns and villages were seen through the establishment of industrialization. The number of population was increased broadly, and people were starting to came from underdeveloped places to the towns in search of job, because in industry or mills etc., people migrated themselves from the low socio-economic area to urban areas. This revolution established urbanization, global industrial competition, migration etc. Then education system was organized in a scientific way. Now education system started. Now the education system started in the world, that is the with the common background of the scientific and the modern outlook. So this one is a very simple question, friend. Whenever the question that is called discuss about modernization of Europe and emergence of sociology, then you should follow these particular steps of modernization. And now what we have read in through this journey. Now this one is called summary. Through commercial revolution, that is the first step of modernization, started commercial movement headed by England, French, Spain, Portugal and some other business tycoon countries. Through scientific revolution, the new generation of Europe started to reveal themselves through invention, discoveries, etc. We know through the scientific revolution, यहाँ पर यूरोप में मॉडर्न डेवलपमेंट, डिस्कवरीज एक्सेट्रा, इन्वेंशन, साइंटिफिक इन्वेंशन ये स्टार्टेड हुआ था. The most influential revolutions in the world history started 1789, called the Great French Revolution, which revealed fraternity, liberty, equality, and also preferred separation of power, religious tolerance, freedom of speech, etc. So, through the French Revolution, the society modernized very galloped way. Industrial Revolution in England started economic and cultural development and also created division of labor, rapid urbanization, mills and factories act which affects on global industrial competition, migration, etc. Through this gradual development in Europe in 19th century, the civilized society in Europe started to ask a separate discipline for civilized society that is called sociology. ये दोस्तों हम ये कहेंगे कि इस आधुनिकता की क्रम जारी रखते हुए यूरोप में एक समय यूरोप वासियों को ये कौतूहल आए हैं कि हम ये आधुनिक समाज में कैसे हम बिताएंगे, क्योंकि उसी समय समाज आधुनिकता की ओर बढ़ने लगे, लेकिन इस आधुनिक समाज के आधार पर कोई डिसिप्लिन यानी कोई शास्त्र तब तक नहीं थे. इसलिए बहुत सारे गुणीजन साधारण इंसानों ने ये दावा किया है कि हमारे एक डिसिप्लिन चाहिए जो समाज के ऊपर स्पेशलिस्ट हो सकते, समाज के आधार पर कुछ कह सकते. इसलिए हम ये कहेंगे कि ये यूरोप की आधुनिकता के साथ साथ और एक शास्त्र की जन्म लिए थे, वो है समाज शास्त्र यानी सोशियोलॉजी. This is called the science of society. So we will now study the subject, the scientific subject about society. To conclude, now we are closing the subject matter through conclusion. Thus it can be found through this long timeline of European development, जो हम देखे हैं कि यूरोप की आधुनिकता की जो क्रम हम देखे हुए हैं, European development, that an interest to learn about the society was increasing day by day. इसी कारण पर समाज के ऊपर ज्यादातर जानकारी पाने के लिए हर को एक कौतूहल जगे हैं थ्रू सोशियोलॉजी. Though sociology was not a very new discipline, the idea of society is very old. However, समाज था, समाज के ऊपर आधार पर जो शास्त्र वो नहीं थे, वो कोई सेंचुरी पहले वो जन्म लिए थे, जैसे कि 19th century onward the subject, in between the 20th century, in the mid of 20th century, that is 1930 onward, the subject was established by the French philosopher Auguste. French philosopher, the subject sociology established by the French philosopher Auguste, Auguste, Auguste or Auguste Comte, that is the originator of the subject sociology, father of sociology. Auguste Comte established the subject with the merging with socius, the Latin word socius, and the Greek word logos, that is called sociology, that is called science of society. Auguste Comte finally used the name in his book The Course of Positive Philosophy. The word used, that is word sociology, used for the first time in his book The Course of Positive Philosophy in 1830. So we are ending this particular matter and now moving another matter, that is the role of French and Industrial Revolution and the emergence of sociology. This one is also another question, proposed question for your coming final examination. This one is also another question, that is the role of French and Industrial Revolution and the emergence of sociology. So friend, we are now entering another issue, that is the role of French and Industrial Revolution. ये फराशी विप्लव और शिल्प विप्लव किस किस्म की रोल निभाए थे समाज शास्त्र की विकसित होने के लिए, समाज शास्त्र की प्रतिष्ठित होने के लिए किस किस्म की रोल निभाए थे ये दोनों रिवॉल्यूशन, दैट इज कॉल्ड द रोल ऑफ ट्विन रिवॉल्यूशन, द रोल ऑफ twin revolution, that is called French and Industrial Revolution in the emergence of sociology. So दोस्तों, इस आधार पर हम ये समझने के लिए कोशिश करें. We have already find out the French and Industrial Revolution. Now we are trying elaborately to say about these revolutions. Now, first of all, the French Revolution, one of the most influential revolution in history we know, that is called industrial French Revolution started in 1789, 1789 to 1799, near about 1 century. It continued for the development, socio-political, socio-political development of French people first of all, and then the other part of the world. इस रिवॉल्यूशन होने के नाते यूरोप में ज्यादातर बदल पहले कदम पर ज्यादातर बदल आने लगे थ्रू दिस रिवॉल्यूशन इस विप्लव के नाते ideas namely fraternity, liberty, equality were deeply established in the society जैसे कि समानता भाईचारा आंतरजातिक भाईचारा समानता स्वाधीनता ये एस्टैब्लिश प्रतिष्ठित होने के लिए एक ये मुख्य भूमिका निभाए थे. This revolution was able to destroy the traditional pattern of monarchy. I have already said that the extreme monarchy transformed into the democratic monarchy. That is, the new term started first of all in French and after that in the world. The French Revolution is important for the successful emergence of sociology because this revolution established some important social matters, namely separation of power, religious tolerance. These have already established through the initiative of French Revolution. Now the question is क्यों किस लिए is great revolution was started in French किस लिए ये विप्लव की प्रतिष्ठित हुआ था और जारी रखे एक शताब्दी के लिए जारी रखे थे. There are several causes. कोई कारण इस के ऊपर हम एस्टैब्लिश कर सकते हैं. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल एब्सोल्यूट मोनार्की ये समाज में ज्यादातर सर्वोच्च राजतंत्र कठोर राजतंत्र चल रहा था. ड्यूरिंग दिस पीरियड करप्ट लीडरशिप विद इन द एब्सोल्यूट मोनार्की the leadership within the leadership corruption started, and due to that the people French people were suffered through this corruption. Unfair land distribution, the land distribution in European people was not fair. Rigid social class structure, due to the class structure in then Europe French society there was some rigidity, and due to that people were suffered during this period. Privileges of the first and second estate, there was three estate. In the first estate, in the first estate, king and their higher officials established. In the second estate, that is the big businessman were established, and in the third estate, the working people, prajas, etc. established. And before French Revolution, the French society, the structure of French society was pyramidal shape. If we treat three estate, one is the first estate, another is second, and last one is third estate. Those are people, common people are residing here. Through the patronization of Pope, patronization of Pope to the king, patronization of Pope to the king. The Pope suggested to the king to support to the first and second estate, and neglected in third estate, though the people those are residing into the third estate, they are common people, they are working class, and they are highly active with the establishment or improvement of social conditions, etc. So that particular estate people started revolution, that is called French Revolution. The demand of that common people, that Pope is a very respected person. However, he is not able to stay into the state mechanism. He will stay into the church. We will respect that particular religious guru, and the king should operate the state on behalf of the interest of the common people, on behalf of the interest of the common people, that is third estate people. And king should operate the country or the state with the benefit of the common people, showing the need or benefit of the common people. That is called democracy started. Democracy started first of all in French, and privilege of first and second estate. After the revolution, the third estate highly privileged. Government debt, deficit, financing, and inflation. So due to that particular causes, French Revolution started. Now another revolution, that is called Industrial Revolution. This one is also one of the great revolutions in 19th century Europe. The Industrial Revolution, that is mainly started to provide economic right to the common people, economic rights to the common people. How the Industrial Revolution created a huge change in the society, structure and lifestyle. Huge machines captured and had hand-based industry. So this revolution replaced hand-based industry, and automated industry started through this revolution. Huge machines captured the hand-based industry. England was the center of the Industrial Revolution, we know. Through the Great Britain, Industrial Revolution started all over the uh, continent. Rising of the new working class created a social change, and division of labor was the new word. Rapid urbanization through the establishment of industrialization started through this particular revolution. This revolution established urbanization, global industrial competition, migration, etc. And through this successful initiation of industrial revolution, now modern education system organized all over the society, not only European society, but also the uh, world society. Now, the role of uh, French Revolution, nearly all theorists accept that the French and Industrial Revolution played a necessary part in the emergence of sociology. Her तात्विकों ने ये सपोर्ट किए थे कि ये दोनों महाविप्लव के नाते यूरोपीय समाज में विशेष करके फ्रेंच और इंग्लैंड और ग्रेट ब्रिटेन में ये समाज की परिवर्तन वो फास्टर परिवर्तन होने लगे. सोसाइटी was a mystery to the early people, but there was no separate discipline to study society. समाज के लिए, समाज की आगे बढ़ाने के लिए जो कोशिश हमारे तात्विकों ने, हमारे विज्ञानी, हमारे शिक्षक और जो गवेषक उन्होंने जो कोशिश की, इसके कारण पर सोसाइटी समाज में जो जो अंतर था, समाज में जो जानकारी मिलने के लिए कोई तकलीफ था, वो करीब करीब वो सच होने लगे. और ये रिवॉल्यूशन हर इंसान को कोई किस्म की जानकारी पाने के लिए सहायता की. सोसाइटी वाज स्टार्टेड बाय हिस्ट्री, इकोनॉमिक्स, फिलोसॉफी, पॉलिटिकल साइंस. सो समाज को आगे लाने के लिए जितने शास्त्र, समाज शास्त्र की जरूरत है वो लाने के लिए कोशिश करते थे. लेकिन ये हमको मानना पड़ेगा, जो समाज के लिए जो संपूर्ण जानकारी दे सके वो डिसिप्लिन जैसे कि समाजशास्त्र, सोशियोलॉजी, उसी तक नहीं आ पाए. बट एट द टाइम ऑफ फ्रेंच रिवॉल्यूशन, फास्ट एंड लेटर इंडस्ट्रियल revolution, society became an important sociology became an important part in the world. But at the time of French Revolution, first and later industrial revolution, society became an important area of the study. So now some positive impact through. किस लिए हम क्यों कहेंगे कि फरासी विप्लव समाज की कोई सकारात्मक भूमिका निभाई थी? कैसे हम कहें? ये कहने के लिए हम ये कोशिश जारी रखेंगे. राइज ऑफ द आइडिया दैट इज लिबर्टी, फ्रेटर्निटी एंड इक्वालिटी थ्रू दिस रिवॉल्यूशन, ये आने के लिए इस विप्लव की जरूरत था. Influenced the nation as well as whole Europe. This one is not only influenced in European nation, but also later reflected in all over the world. Constitutional monarchy in place of absolute monarchy. So, absolute monarchy को अलविदा कहने के लिए तो कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल मोनार्की को हम लाना पड़ता. सेट अप द आइडिया ऑफ डेमोक्रेटिक रिपब्लिकन कंट्री, शासनतांत्रिक प्रजातांत्रिक देश को आगे जाने के लिए ये रिवॉल्यूशन सकारात्मक भूमिका निभाई. Class system was changed Upper classes were uprooted from the ruling position, so working class people started to continue for the building of the nation. Rise of Napoleon and French become one of the leading nations of the world. So Napoleon में भी एक पॉजिटिव रोल निभाए थी. However, there are some negative नकारात्मक भूमिका फरासी विप्लव के लिए हम ये इतिहास से ये जानकारी मिली. Rise of Robespierre and mass killing started uh, uh, due to the change after French Revolution. Political association started, economic fallacy started. So the concept of society became starting to be controversial from that time. Simple lifestyle became difficult. In this way, French Revolution helped in the emergence of sociology by Auguste Comte. Now, कोई सकारात्मक भूमिका जो निभाई शिल्प विप्लव द्वारा निभाई थी, उसी कारण हम दर्शाने के लिए हम जाएंगे यहाँ. Rural to urban transformation. Due to that particular revolution, the society transformed from rural to urban area. Development of mass education started during the revolution. Reform bills and the idea of mass vote system, not for women, only for men, started. First of all, started in England and then other countries. Speed in production system due to the machines and also economic development. वो उत्पादन क्षेत्र में और ज़्यादातर उत्पादन होने लगे. Increase in employment. Due to that, employment started. Worldwide production and slowly making the way of today's globalization started. Modern scientific development, which made today's scientific life due to the positive impact of industrial revolution. There are some negative impact. नकारात्मक भूमिका शिल्प विप्लव द्वारा हम आइडेंटिफाई की. These are idea of global competition. जैसे कि ये inhuman global competition started through industrial revolution. Uncertain fate of the laborers. Labor classes are now suffering for uncertainty. Rise of new working class as well as exploitation. This is the first time exploitation started within industrial workers. Migration. Due to migration, density of population started in a particular area like urban area. Families were slowly being converted into nuclear from joint status. The mind of the common people was slowly converted into selfish and harm nature. Started idea of division of labor, which is both positive as well as negative aspects. Scientific development led to the production of weapons, and later the world faced two world wars due to that particular revolution. So these are the negative roles of industrial revolution. Now, how sociology established as a discipline? After the end of these revolutions, 1875, William Graham Sumner first taught a course named Sociology. In 1890, University of Kansas, first University to teach sociology, and in 1891, sociology departments was founded in this university. 1892 University of Chicago, full complete department of sociology started. 1895 first French sociological department was founded at the University of Bordeaux by Émile Durkheim, the first teacher of sociology in France as well as in the world. So you should mention in such a way. You should mention in such a way. So now, if we summarize our discussion, the French Revolution, called as most influential revolutions in the world history, existed from 1789 to 1799 in Europe, mainly in French history. So this one is a very important revolution for political and social development. The revolution destroyed the traditional pattern of monarchy and established a new pattern of democracy. Through this particular revolution, on the other hand, Industrial Revolution also established the great principle like fraternity, liberty, समानता, भाईचारा और स्वाधीनता, ये establish करने के लिए ये Industrial Revolution की जरूरत था. And on the other hand, Industrial Revolution also created huge changes in the European society as well as lifestyle. The revolution established urbanization, global industrial competition, migration as well as modern education system all over the world. After the inception of Industrial Revolution, the world's social phenomena transformed into a tremendous modernization through which theorists started to think about a separate discipline of society that is called sociology. So ये दोनों महाविप्लव के ओर से हम ये कहें कि ये दोनों विप्लव समाज, फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल समाज यूरोपीय समाज को बदल लाने के लिए कोशिश की थी और उसके बाद ऑल ओवर द वर्ल्ड जो सोशल समाज परिवर्तन के लिए, शिल्पायन नगरायन के लिए और आधुनिक अर्थनैतिक आर्थिक उपाय की बढ़ावा देने के लिए ये विप्लव दोनों की कोशिश की और उसके बाद समाज में जो आधुनिकता फैलने लगे उसी कारण समाज शास्त्रों के तरफ से एक डिसिप्लिन की मांग और जरूरत हो चुके हैं जैसे कि समाज शास्त्र यानी सोशियोलॉजी. टू कंक्लूड, both French and Industrial Revolution helped in the emergence of sociology. समाज शास्त्रों की प्रतिष्ठित होने के लिए ये दोनों महाविप्लव एक कोशिश जारी रखे थे, ये हमको कबूल करना पड़ेगा. The social change happened at the time which highly inspired to study society only, and hence sociology becomes important. Gradually ये शास्त्र हर समाज के लिए, दुनिया के लिए एक जरूरी शास्त्र बन चुके हैं और अभी हर विश्वविद्यालय में, कॉलेज, स्कूल में ये शास्त्रों को पढ़ाने के लिए कोशिश जारी रखे हैं. Now we are, friend, ending into the last part of our today's schedule. This one is also a probable proposed question that discuss the role of 4 stages of intellectual development. Discuss the role of 4 stages of इंटेलेक्चुअल डेवलपमेंट, जैसे कि हमारे चिंतन शक्ति को बढ़ावा देने के लिए, चिंतन शक्तियों को आगे ले जाने के लिए जो स्टेप्स हम देखे हैं, वही किस्म की एनालिसिस इसमें हम जारी रखेंगे। सो आवर चिंतन शक्ति को आगे जाने के लिए पहला कदम था पॉलिटिकल फिलोसॉफी, राजनैतिक दार्शनिक की ओर से कोई कोशिश जारी रखे थे। सोशियोलॉजी in this step of political philosophy. So the thought process started firstly through the political philosophy, through the political philosophers. Sociology emerged as a response to the change which took place during the 18th and 19th centuries in Europe. Much of the early sociology affected by the thinkers of the 18th century, which appears as the most appropriate point of departure in the study of origins of the sociological theory. The most possible reasons are now किस कारण पर राजनैतिक समाजशास्त्रियों ने हमको चिंतन शक्ति को आगे जाने के ले जाने के लिए हमको हेल्प और मदद की थी, जैसे कि a scientific approach to the study the society dates back the tradition of enlightenment. So ये जो रेनेसां के कारण पर हमारे मन में जो वैज्ञानिक जो रीति समाज को स्टडी करने के लिए आए थे, the 18th century thinkers consciously applied scientific principles of analysis of the study of human being. इंसान को जानने के लिए ये अष्टादश शतक में जो चिंता नायक आए थे, उन्होंने वैज्ञानिक जो आदर्श वो अप्लाई की थी। they believe that human beings are capable attaining perfection. उन्होंने हमको ये कहते थे कि इंसान को परफेक्शन है ज्यादातर, which in turn would enable them increasingly to actualize their potentially creative powers. जैसे कि हर इंसान को किसी ना किसी तैयार करने के लिए, किसी ना किसी को आविष्कार करने के लिए कोई अंतर्निहित कोई शक्ति, चिंतन शक्ति जारी है। ये हमारे समाजशास्त्रियों ने हमको ये जानकारी दी। Now the second stage, that is fourth stage. Now the second stage, the philosophy of history. दार्शनिक, ऐतिहासिक दार्शनिक पर्व में इस स्तर पर in the early part of the 19th century, the philosophy of history became. So चिंतन शक्तियों की इस अलग एक ही रूप है, जैसे कि philosophy of history became an important intellectual influence. जैसे कि हमारे बुद्धि, हमारे चिंतन शक्ति को विकसित होने के लिए इस स्तर अलग किस्म की रोल भूमिका निभाई थी। The basic assumption of the philosophy was that society must have progressed through a series of stages. इस चिंतन शक्तियों ने हमको ये मदद की थी, ये वार्ता हमको दिलाई थी कि ये समाज सीरीज ऑफ स्टेप्स, क्रम जारी रख के आगे जाने लगे। we may briefly assess the contribution of the philosophy of history into sociology as having been on the philosophical side the notion of development and progress. इस चिंतन शक्तियों ने हमको विकास के और विश्वास देने की कोशिश की थी. On the scientific side, it has given the concept of historical period and social types. The social thinkers who developed the philosophy of history, such as Abbe Saint Pierre and Giambattista, Abbe Saint Pierre and Giambattista were concerned with whole society and not merely others reflected. इन्होंने हमको ये जानकारी दिलाई थी कि ये समाज पूर्ण समाज की जानकारी हमको दिए हैं. समाज को सोचने के लिए पूर्ण समाज को सोचना पड़ेगा. There are so many departments, so many parts in our society like religious, economic, social, political, cultural, economic and caste, tribal, environmental and so other parts. It included the society. After the end of the stage of the philosophy of history, first of all, the political philosophy. So these चिंतन स्तर अलग अलग शक्ति हमको दिलाए थे चिंतन करने के लिए अलग अलग किस्म को हमको दिलवाए थे. ये चिंता शक्ति को आगे ले जाने के लिए हमको मदद की थी. So in the third stage of our thought process, that is the biological theories of evolution, during this period Darwinism developed and the theorists started to think with the organic analogy. What it is? Analogy means जो समाज के साथ जैसे कि बॉडी सोशल के साथ बॉडी फिजिकल बॉडी दैट इज ह्यूमन बॉडी के साथ बॉडी फिजिकल के साथ कोई मिलजुल है. बॉडी फिजिकल के साथ बॉडी सोशल के कोई सारे मिलजुल है. दैट इज कॉल्ड ऑर्गेनिक एनालॉजी. द इन्फ्लुएंस ऑफ फिलोसॉफी ऑफ हिस्ट्री was further reinforced by the biological theory of evolution. So नई किस्म की चिंतन शक्ति आने लगे क्रम समाज में पृथ्वी में नई किस्म की चिंतन शक्ति करीब करीब आने लगे. एक से बढ़कर एक आधुनिकता और नई किस्म की चिंतन करने के लिए कोशिश हमारे करीब करीब सुविधाएं देने लगे. Sociology moved towards an evolutionary approach seeking to identify an account of the principal stages of social evolution. इस स्तर पर आके समाज चिंतक ने हमको ये वार्ता दिलाई कि समाज बॉडी फिजिकल जैसे कि ह्यूमन बॉडी और हमारे जैसे कि शरीर को करीब करीब डेवलप होने लगे. समाज के शरीर भी ऐसे ही इवैल्यूएट हुए थे, विवर्तन हुए थे और करीब करीब आधुनिक समाज के ओर बढ़े थे. It tended to be modeled on biology as an event of the widely diffused connection of society as an organism, and from attempt to formulate general terms of social evolution. The great social thinker समाज शास्त्रक हार्बर्ट स्पेंसर, एमिल दुर्खैम ने इसी आधार पर समाजशास्त्र को नई घराना, नई स्कूल के ओर ले जा सके और हम हमारे जो चिंतन शक्ति नई किस्म की चिंतन शक्ति के ओर बढ़ने लगे. Now this one is the last stage or the fourth stage, that is survey on social condition. Survey on social condition. Social survey forms an important element in modern sociology. We know this social survey, scientific observation or experimentation etc. help सोशियोलॉजी इस समाज शास्त्रों को आगे जाने के लिए ये जो समीक्षण और पर्यवेक्षण, इस गवेषणा की जो टूल्स है, जो मेथड्स है, पद्धतियों है, वो हमको हेल्प किए थे. इट इमर्ज ड्यू टू two reasons. How? One was the growing conviction that the methods of the natural sciences should and could be extended to the study of human affairs. So this is the first time, ये पहला कदम है कि तो जो विज्ञान शास्त्रों ने जो पद्धति, गवेषणा पद्धति व्यवहार करते थे, वो पहला समय, वो पहला टाइम ये यूज करके समाज शास्त्रों को और कंक्रीट करने के लिए समाज चिंतक ने कोशिश की थी. द अदर वाज द कंसर्न विद सोसाइटी व्हिच सेट अबाउट क्रिएट Comte divided sociology into social statics and social dynamics. That is, the scientific journey on sociology started by the father of sociology, Auguste Comte. Auguste Comte started with his scientific attitude. The social science transformed into the science of society. The former is concerned with the various parts of society such as its political, economic and social system, while the latter is concerned with the analysis of change within among the various parts of society. So, at the end of our class, now we are closing gradually. The stage of political philosophy took place during 18th and 19th century in Europe, where the sociology affected by the thinkers of the 18th century appeared as the most appropriate point of departure. जैसे कि this one is the first stage, and sociology started its journey through the political philosophy. The basic assumption of the stage of philosophy of history, this one is another stage of thought process, was that society must have progressed through a series of steps from a simple complex stage. In the third stage, in the stage of the biological theories of evolution, sociology moved towards an evolutionary approach, जैसे कि Darwinism attached with the subject sociology and conditionally changed its scientific background. in the stage of social service, uh, an important element of modern sociology started in a modern times. The originator of the subject sociology, Auguste Comte, added social static and social dynamics that in the last stage of social development. Now we are concluding, friends. ये जो आज के लिए जो हमारे वार्ता देने के लिए हम कोशिश की थी, उसके अंतिम चरण पर हम अभी हैं दोस्तों। हमको ये तुम्हारे कमेंट्स हम नहीं ले सके क्योंकि टेक्निकल फॉल्ट के कारण पर। आशा है कि तुरंत वो हम रिकवरी करें और आने वाले क्लासों में तुम्हारे जो कमेंट्स है वो हम ले सके। Now to conclude, should say that theoretical procedures is gradually developed with the process of development of thoughts of an individual. हमारे जो चिंतन प्रक्रिया वो करीब करीब आधुनिक के और बड़े, और हमारे जो चिंतक करीब करीब आए थे उनकी चिंतन प्रक्रिया लेकर वो अपनाने के बाद हमारे जो थॉट प्रोसेस चिंतन प्रक्रिया को हम बदल ला सके और कोई करीब करीब नई चिंतन शक्ति लेकर हम अभी समाज में जीना चाहते हैं। Here we can see that the thought process of the intellectuals were gradually improved one by one with the rational outlook, and sociology simultaneously improved its thought process। जैसे कि हम कहें कि समाज में जो चिंतन प्रक्रिया की को आधुनिकता होने लगे, तब तक समाज शास्त्रों की जो चिंतन प्रक्रिया में भी आधुनिकता आने लगे। Now sociology stands on extreme rationality based on methods of natural sciences added with research and statistical measures। आज के समाज शास्त्रों के ऊपर जो वैज्ञानिक प्रक्रिया जारी है, जो परिसंख्यान शास्त्र और जो साइंटिफिक नेचुरल साइंस की आधार पर जो मेथड्स हम अपनाने लगे, इसी कारण पर समाज शास्त्र के ऊपर वैज्ञानिक चर्चा होने लगी। सो दोस्तों, आज की क्लास हम ये अंतिम चरण पर हैं। तुम्हारे अनुमति लेकर आज ये क्लास को हम एंड करना चाहते हैं। आशा है कि ये जो आलोचना हम करीब 1.5 घंटा जारी रखे हैं, इस आलोचना सुनकर तुम्हारे कोई मदद मिले, ये और आने वाले तुम्हारे जो परीक्षाएं है, इम्तिहान है, वो तुम्हारे कोई मदद दे और इस किस्म की जॉब पाने के लिए करीब करीब आगे बढ़े, इस आशा लेकर दोस्तों आज अलविदा कहते हैं। गुड नाइट फ्रेंड, थैंकिंग all of you for listening my class. All of you, good night. Thank you.